Hello, and thank you for tuning in again to another episode of CivilianTacticalWeapons.com. Today's episode is actually be on cleaning, basic gun cleaning after going to the range. Because I've had so many first-time gun owners writing in, they're asking, what is the best way of cleaning a pistol? So what I'm going to do is cover how to do a basic cleaning after a range. And I know this may not be the most interesting thing for some of you who've owned a lot of firearms, but I just wanted to provide this video since it was a viewer-requested email, and I want to go ahead and show it here. So what I'm going to use is a Glock 19, which was actually just used out the range. And so what we're going to do is first go ahead and remove the magazine, check the chamber, ensure that's clear. And then on the Glock, you're going to pull the two tabs down, which on a new Glock is kind of tight. I've got an older Glock 17, which is actually really easy to do. So I'm going to pull it back just a hair, pull the slide back just a hair, pull the two tabs down, push forward so the front sticks out, pull the trigger, and it comes right off. You're going to disassemble the rest of the gun, and this is the basic parts that you're going to break down. You're not going to break it down pretty much any further than this. So what we're going to do is we're going to get your cleaning rod here, and what I'm using is Hops number 9 solvent. And what we're going to do here is we're going to go ahead and dip this into the solvent, take the gun barrel, and we're going to go ahead and run it through the barrel a few times. And what you do is you're going to look through the barrel and ensure that you don't see any particles and stuff, pretty much any gunpowder and stuff left in the gun. After that, you're pretty much done with the scrubber here. And now what you're going to do is use this little fish hook attachment. And you buy any basic gun cleaning kits will come with this. Just make sure the gun cleaning kit you buy is in the caliber of pistol you bought. You don't have to worry about which individual model pistol you got. A 45 kit will work on any 45. So this is actually a Glock 19 I'm cleaning today though. So afterwards you take one of the little cotton patches, dip it into the solvent kit, and now what we're going to do is go ahead and run it through the barrel. So you can run it through the barrel a few times to get most of this gut stuff off. And this is actually where this thing will become very, very black. This will be the dirtiest part of it. You'll then go ahead and dip some more of the solvent into here, which I actually spilt a little bit on here, so I'm just going to use this. And now what we're going to do is actually clean the outside of the barrel. So what I'm doing is I'm cleaning the outside of the barrel, just running over it, cleaning the front and then also the rear. This rear part of the barrel, which is actually where the ejection chamber is, where the bullet actually will sit in this area. You'll want to go ahead and clean this. This will probably be the dirtiest part of the barrel outside of the actual interior of the barrel itself. After that's been rubbed down, you're going to go ahead and get your slide. And what you're doing with the slide, which is the upper half of your pistol, you're cleaning the inside of the slide. So what I'm going to do is take that same solvent solution, and I'm going to go ahead and scrub this down. And as you can see, this gets black pretty quick. So what I'm going to do is go ahead and switch off, use another one of these cotton swabs that's also in the solvent, and scrub the rest of the inside of this. You're not using the solvent on the outside of the gun, so the outside of the frame, the parts that would actually, you're only using this on kind of the hidden parts, I guess is the best way of describing it, everything that would be in the inside of the gun. So I've scrubbed that down. Now you're going to take the lower frame, and you're going to go ahead and rub this to take all the gunk that's built up on the gun. Like that. And now at this point, we've pretty much cleaned the gun. At least everything that we need the solvent for. So the Hops number 9 solvent's done. What we're now going to do is go ahead and lubricate the inside of the barrel. I actually use a Remington Rem oil with Teflon coating to actually spray the inside of the barrel. It makes it very fast. And I'm done. That's completed. You can also use this Remington gun oil. I like using this for guns that you don't actually shoot at the range immediately. Maybe they're guns that have been stored for a while. You just need to lubricate the gun very quickly. The gun's not dirty. It just needs to be lubricated and cleaned very briefly for protecting it because it's in storage for maybe 6 months or so. You want to always make sure, even if you're not shooting a gun, that you at least clean it once every 6 months. So now after I've used that oil there, actually we'll use a regular, this is actually made by Outers. It's a gun oil, rust preventative lubricant. And what you're going to use on this primarily is for the 4 connecting surfaces on the lower frame. So any gun that has a slide will normally have 4 points of connectivity, of where these 4 points will connect on the slide. There'll be a groove in here, and that's actually where they line up. So what you want to do is put a drop on each of those connecting points. So I'm going to put one there, one there, one there, and one there. And that's about all you need to do there. Now what you do is you take your slide, and I like to face it down, but you could have it upside down, it doesn't matter. And what I'm going to do is drop about a couple drops into where the little groove is. And then what you do is you'll see it bead down inside that, inside the little groove that's in here. If as it's going down, it stopped for some reason, you can always go to that exact portion and drop a couple more drops in there, and that'll help it run down the inside of the slide. And of course, do it to the other side. And what you do is you're coating the inside of this. Keep in mind that this is where the most amount of friction is going to happen with the gun. Think about the gun sliding back and forth at very high speed. When the shots are being fired, a lot of heat being generated, and this is the reason why you're lubricating this. So with that all done, we're now going to go ahead and reassemble the gun. And a couple of things to note here. If I'm not sitting here talking and jabbering, I can actually clean a gun in about 5 minutes. So cleaning a gun is not that big of a deal. After you get used to it, you can do this fairly quickly. So now that the gun is reassembled, you want to go ahead and run the slide a few times. I run the slide like this to release any excess gun oil that happens to be in there. Now you're going to take a clean pack, and go ahead and rub off any of this solvent that happened to get onto the outside of the gun. Kind of briefly there. And now what I do is use this Birchwood Casey's gun scrubber. It's a synthetic safe cleaner that you can go ahead and spray on all plastic parts, a lot of synthetic stocks. I use it on the exterior of the guns. And the nice thing about this is it has a, it almost smells like isopropyl alcohol, rubbing alcohol that you would use to clean just about anything. And what you'll do is go ahead and use this to scrub on the outside of the gun to get any of the, especially off of the stock, to get any of the stuff off of the gun. It's a very safe solution to use. Makes your guns look real nice. However, if you do have chrome or if you have a nickel plating or stuff, I'm not sure if I would actually recommend doing this. This is for plastic, rubber, and metal. As far as chrome and stuff, it's actually interesting. I use a special polish just for chrome guns. But since I only have one, it's not really an issue. So you go ahead and dry that off. After it's all dried off, what I sometimes like to do, and I don't have one up here, is I'll go ahead and just use a soft paper towel to take off any excess. This gun cleaner here, this gun scrubber actually dries very quickly, so it's a quick drying formula. And after you're said and done, the gun will look pretty much brand new. If I were to not fire this for another 6 months, pretty much all I'd be using is Remington oil, spraying those 4 points, the inner chamber area, and then maybe running some down the barrel. But in general, you're going to look for any possible rust deposits that have built up, which is normally not going to be the case. If you have rust that's built up in the gun, the chances are you probably haven't cleaned it for a few years. But a properly well-maintained gun, properly clean and well-maintained gun, will pretty much last you a lifetime. You're just going to replace a couple springs in the gun, and the gun should work flawlessly, at least any modern firearm you buy. So, that being said, I wanted to go ahead and thank you for tuning into this episode. It's been a great year for us here, and we will be doing more videos coming up in the future. And hope to see you in next week's episode.